weight for you and your capabilities. You're gonna lift them up, they're gonna begin on your knees, and as you lie back, I want you to throw them up so they're above your chest. So arms are nice and straight, and now from here, this is the goal. We're gonna keep our heads down, our hips on the ground, and our feet flat on the ground too. More points to consider are lats being on. So think about engaging your shoulder blades, so squeezing them together, wrapping the kind of armpits, and our elbows bending, shoulders are moving, touching the ground with the elbows, forearms are vertical, and pressing up straight up. So we want to finish the weight above our chest, lowering down, bang. And so the goal also is to, when we're at this bottom position, our elbows aren't up at a 90 degrees in the armpits, but rather slightly a 45-degree angle. So again, big chest, lats on, glutes on even, feet flat on the ground, head resting on the ground, pressing up, keeping the chest big throughout the entire movement.
For the movement, you're going to come off the edge of a bench. You're going to get a dumbbell and cup it at the top part of that bell. I'm going to bridge up, squeeze my glutes. My upper back is planted, but my head is dangling a little bit off the edge of that bench. My glutes are tight, abs are crunched, and I'm going to take 3 to 4 seconds, keeping the arms relatively straight, maybe a slight elbow bend. 3 to 4 seconds to lower, pause for a count in that fully stretched position, and then come up. I want you to do 3 to 5 sets of 10.
The way to do the overhead dumbbell press is to master the start and end positions. Find the bottom or rack position by holding a pair of dumbbells with your elbows pulled into your ribs and your palms facing each other. Then drive the dumbbells up to the top position with your hands over your shoulders and your biceps next to your ears. Focus on stabilizing your body in this locked out position. Once you've mastered the start and the end,
so starting out, again, base. Always start with the base, always start with the feet. Knees are nice and loose. Elbows in your arms, loose, not locked out. Don't want to hurt that joint. Keep it loose. To start the position, you're going to start with your hands in a neutral position, meaning they're sideways. They're not up, they're not down. They're by your side. To do this, again, both dumbbells together. Come up, squeeze, and control the negative. As you control the negative back down, you're gonna rotate your hands back to the start position. Breathing is very important. You always wanna breathe during the part that you're working against gravity, okay? So you're gonna breathe out and breathe in as you come back down. Again, you're controlling it. Bad habits that you see, guys throwing the weight up, dropping the weight down, not doing a thing to help themselves. Always keep control, especially during the negative. It's very important to keep control during that negative. Another bad habit you see, guys moving their elbows all the way forward to try to get leverage. That takes away from the exercise completely. Keep those elbows locked in place. Again, up, squeeze that bicep at the top, and release.
And you're gonna lay down on a flat bench. I like to underhook my feet on these pegs right here. So you're gonna lay down so your back's flat, you keep your core tight. You're gonna hold the dumbbells over your head like this, and then you're gonna let your arms fall back to about 90 degrees. Then you're gonna push straight up and breathe out. Come back down, about 90 degrees. If you go a little bit past 90 degrees, that's okay. Breathe out on the way up.
To do is I like to sit on the end of a bench. This one's an incline bench, it could be a flat bench, any kind of bench. Now I like to sit right at the end of it. Put my legs out in front of me, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend forward, and I'm gonna rest my chest right on my thigh. And what this does is it keeps my body in proper position. What I like to try to avoid doing is cheating and using momentum. And where you'll see that is people moving their body to help with the range of motion. So what I want you to do is focus on keeping your chest on your thigh. Don't press too much on it. You're gonna grab your dumbbells, and you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna start right at the very bottom. You're gonna let the dumbbells touch each other. And just like on a side lateral, standing side lateral, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna bring it up, pause, and control it back down. Bring it up, pause, and back down. And like I said, try to avoid, as you come up, try to avoid lifting like this. Try to keep your chest down. So up.
Stand with your feet slightly wider than hip width apart, holding a pair of light dumbbells down by your sides. Clean the dumbbells up to your shoulders so that one end of each dumbbell rests on the top of each shoulder. Balance the dumbbells on your shoulder with the elbows facing forward. This will be your starting position. Keeping your head facing forward, your back straight, and your chest high, squat down by bending your hips back, allowing your knees to come forward slightly. Keep your back straight and knees pointed in the same direction as your feet. Descend until your thighs are at or just below parallel to the floor. Pushing through your heels, extend your knees and hips until you return to the starting position, with your glutes and core clenched. Repeat for the recommended number of reps.
Think about pushing our hips back and keeping our back nice and flat. So this would be a nice flat position, tension in the hamstrings, our knees are pulled back. So to do this with dumbbells, we pick the weights up, chest is up, we're going to soft bend in the knees, push our hips straight back, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings, and then as we come up, we pull our hips through, squeeze the glutes at the top. Again, coming down, knees stay back, pull through, squeeze the glutes. Biggest thing we want to make sure we're doing with this is we're not overextending the back. So we're keeping our abs nice and tight, back flat, feeling that stretch in the hamstrings and glutes, and coming up to the top.
Stand straight up while holding a dumbbell in each hand at your sides. Place the balls of your feet on a sturdy and stable wooden board that is around 2 to 3 inches tall. You can point your toes in different directions for different emphasis. Your heels should extend off the back of the board and touch the floor. This will be your starting position. Now exhale and raise your heels off the floor by contracting your calves. Hold the top contracted position for a brief moment, then inhale and slowly lower your heels back to the starting position.